welcome. Yo, this is Brother Tim coming at you live and direct. We are now on the journey, and of course, I need to let you know I am your host, Brother Tim, and of course, you know this is Gye-Nyame Journey Radio, where we strive to blow. My fault. And of course, you know you're listening to Folk Tales for Grown Folks. Excuse me, I am kind of tired, but hey, we're gonna kick it anyway. Folk Tales for Grown Folks. And this is a Heart of December production, where we strive to blow up those old paradigms. Yo, it's been a week. It's a short week, but hey, it's still a week, right? Thanks for Taking Day is coming up, and we're gonna celebrate. And what I want to do is, I'm going to go on and pop a bottle of this Ambrosia for y'all so y'all can hear it. Oh, wow. Man, yeah. We about to sip on that while we do this show. Man, the smoke is coming out. Man, I'm getting better and better. But, hey, but now I just found out, got some competition. Cleve Brown has came up with his own Ambrosia. He sneaking and brewing some stuff up in his room, you know. So we got to see how his stuff go. So, you know, like I said, several different ways to support the journey and get your hands on some. But, hey, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But first, you need to listen to this. I am a Gye-Nyame man. I was born for greatness. My greatness comes from my potent center. I pledge to find and connect with my center. I pledge to build my spirit, mind, and body. I pledge to use my hands to build a better world for myself, my loved ones, and my community. I pledge to use my mind to think deeper, further, and higher to create a better reality for myself. I pledge to live my life and go beyond all my self-imposed limitations. I pledge to promote the principles of the Gye-Nyame warrior and to assist all those seeking the path of success. I pledge all these things first to myself, my teachers, to all my relations, and to my higher power. I am Gye-Nyame. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. That is the Gye-Nyame pledge that is said by all of our true members at least once a day. Peace and welcome to our YouTube channel. Check out our videos and podcasts. Subscribe as well as join the journey. Push past your self-imposed limitations within the Gye-Nyame journey. Peace.
The word is spreading. More and more people are switching to Ambit Energy.
Well, one of my neighbors switched, and then I switched. Now the whole neighborhood has Ambit.
Who doesn't want to save money?
The word is spreading. Switching to Ambit Energy is rewarding in more ways than one.
I signed up and got a travel reward. That's nice.
Oh, I get to save on energy and on travel?
There's a cruise for two out there just a few thousand kilowatts away. I can almost smell the sunscreen.
The word is spreading. Ambit Energy even lets you earn free energy.
When I get 15 friends to switch, I get free energy. I have 15 friends. At least I think I do.
Hey, I'd be telling people to switch to Ambit anyway.
If you'd like to switch to Ambit Energy, listen to the following contact information closely. Then spread the word.
We are a consultant in Ambit Energy, and of course we are ready to serve you. So if you are interested, please hit us up. You can find us on our Facebook page, which is basically facebook.com/GNJ Energy. Now this is one of our nation builder initiatives because it's like this, they're penny pinching us to death. We got bills that we have to pay on a regular basis, so why not find a way so that we can benefit from the bills that we pay? Ambit Energy allows us to provide our customers with energy, you know what I'm saying, electricity as well as gas. So, you know what I'm saying, we could possibly save you some money And either way, like I said, you are contributing to an organization that is trying to do some serious nation building, right? Working with the young people, working with the old people, working with whoever, doing what we do. But hey, now, for those that are interested, when you go to the Facebook page, it'll take you to sign up. Click the sign up button. Go to rates and plans. It'll send you straight to our Ambit page. Check out our rates and plans. All you got to do is type in your zip code, no personal information, and get some information about how much we can save you on your electricity and gas. We are in California, Connecticut, Delaware, Illinois, Indiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Texas, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. Now, and I know some of those cities y'all be listening, man. I got people in California. I think I got some people in Connecticut. I got some people in Illinois. You know what I'm saying? I got people in Maryland. I got a few in New York. I got some of y'all in Ohio, right? Yo, let's get together and let's start doing some building. Now, this is the beautiful piece about it. If you didn't understand it in the commercial, if you get 15 people, you don't have to get in the business, but if you get 15 people to sign up under you or through you, you will get the energy portion of your bill free, right? So, you know, it's been a slow push, right? It's been a slow push because my piece is I want people to see the value. I'm not a pressure salesman and stuff like that. So I just leave it open. Let's work. You know what I'm saying? You want to work because I need people that's willing to work. I don't need people I got to talk into it, all right? But, hey, so feel free to hit us up. Now, also, the other sponsor for the show, of course, is that Ambrosia, right? That Ambrosia. I don't know if we call it a sponsor, but like I said, when you get a Gye-Nyame get back to you. So, like I said, when you give a donation, we give you a bottle. You know what I'm saying? You get a bottle of Ambrosia, your choice. You know what I'm saying? You give more of a donation, we'll give you 2 bottles. We'll give you 3 bottles. We'll give you 4 bottles. You know what I'm saying? So that we can keep it above board, right? So hit us up. Let us know if you want to sample some of this Ambrosia. Right now, I'm drinking the original, right? Now, this batch right here is a little bit strong. It might not be for everybody. I let this one sit just a little bit long, and it got a little vinegary. It's kind of a little vinegary, but the good thing about the honey is that honey is a little bit more forgiving than sugar. It adds a little bit more than just sweetness to the flavor. So each batch is a little bit different, right? But you still recognize the taste, but it's just a little bit different, and it's a different flavor. I use wildflower honey, unpasteurized. You know what I'm saying? And the process that I'm using now, I use no heat in the processing of the Ambrosia. Now, I will boil the teas that I add to it, like I boiled the tea for the dandelion root and the burdock root for the Death Eater. I boil the tea for the guy body, which is the bladderwrack and the sea moss. But other than that, I don't use heat in the processing of the Ambrosia. So what you're getting is 100% pure food of the gods. So why don't you have a sip with me? Because I'm sipping, right? So now let's go down the Gye-Nyame timeline before we get all into this. I'm going to go down this Gye-Nyame timeline so we can go and cover some of the news and have this discussion. And maybe some of y'all join me, maybe some of you won't, but it's cool. So I'm on the Gye-Nyame timeline. Go to Gye-Nyame timeline on Facebook. Of course, I'm advertising this, so I want to send out shots to DJ Dale for Chadbourne for constantly posting up some great pics up on our Facebook page. He got, it's like he has bamboo and water and kites, fire kites flying, pictures of funny looking dogs. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you be finding all this stuff at, but I appreciate them. I appreciate anybody that donate their time to what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we got to spread the word because we can't really trust the media. Now, I want to do a shout out to the people at Vsauce. They have this show called Mind Blow, and they were talking about in Mind Blow, they bring out a lot of technological advances that are going on in the world that you really would notice if you keeping track of all the foolishness that's going on in the world, right? With with the Great Pumpkin taking over the country and stuff like that, But they talk about a lot of good stuff. Now, one of the things that I was interested in this one that came up is Mind Blow 109, and they talking about download to your brain. So they're coming up with technology where you will be able to download information directly to your brain. That's only one of the things they talk about. I mean, it's incredible some of the stuff that they dig up, that people are doing research on and actually doing actual experiments and doing actual demonstrations on how to use it. So, if you want to keep up with what's coming, that's one of the shows you need to check out. That's Vsauce. And the series that they got on that one is called Mind Blow. So they talk about quantum dot solar. So they got these quantum dots that they could put on glass that generate electricity. You could put it on glass, or you can even put it on cloth, and it'll either soak up sun energy and produce electricity, or it could, while you walking with your scarf on, it'll develop a charge and charge up your phone. I mean, just little simple stuff like that. It's incredible. Sending shots out to Jasiri X. He put out a song a while ago in 2015 called "The New Slave." He say, "If they're the new slaves, we're the new Nat Turner." Nice song. Check it out. Brother Jasiri X be putting it in. Of course, I'm demonstrating how to open up a bottle of that death, especially a Death Eater Ambrosia. Make sure you check that out, right? For those that's getting that Death Eater, because Death Eater, man, is ready to go. So once you open it, you got to have it in a cup. It's on there. It's on Facebook. I'm not going to ruin it. You can see, because it's alive. When I say it's alive, it's alive. You getting live probiotics that's going into your body that will help you with a lot of stuff. All right. I also got some news popped up about gut microbiota may play an important role in influencing onset of blinding wet AMD, or is a major disease that a lot of people are getting in their eyes, macular degeneration, and they're finding a correlation, not necessarily direct proof, that the microbiota or the microbiome inside your body plays a factor in keeping your eyes healthy. Not only your eyes, but they're finding a connection between your microbiome and your overall health. Basically, all of the microorganisms in your body assist in your immune system, assist in the body running, assist in helping you break down food after you eat it. And we're not getting that. And that's one of the things that I try to shoot at. I'm shooting for with getting out this Ambrosia. So check that out. You might get you some interesting information. Democratic senator introduces a bill to abolish the Electoral College. Because I know a lot of y'all, a lot of us don't even understand, including myself, don't understand the purpose of the Electoral College, right? So maybe we might need to have somebody come on one of the shows to talk about how the Electoral College works and what it's for, right? So, because you hear about, you hear that Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, but she lost because she didn't get enough votes in the Electoral College. So, what's the difference between a popular vote and an electoral vote, an Electoral College vote? Does this mean that the popular vote don't matter? You know what I'm saying? So, these are the type of things. So we got a Democratic senator trying to introduce a bill to abolish the Electoral College. But knowing how Democrats and Republicans play the game, soon as it works against the Democrats, they'll be screaming they want the Electoral College back. All right, let's see. Boom. All right. Okay. Rio faces new question about giant guinea pig project. Company lawyer found the emails about 10.5 billion payments to consultants more than a year ago. So, of course, more fuckery going on over there in Rio. Brazil is a land of hustlers and thieves. They stole the land They stole the people. They stole the land from the people that was there. Almost killed all of them, just like America. I mean, it's a miniature. It's a miniature. Actually, it is in America. You know what I'm saying? So it's the Americas, you know, in South America. You know what I'm saying? And they doing the same thing. They stole the land. They stole people to work the land. Now they still lacing their pockets with other people's money. I got an article up here. There may be a silver lining in Trump's trade policies. And, you know, Trump up there doing his famous 666 symbol as he talk about it. You know what I'm saying? All right. That's about it in the news. Hold on. We got something. China completes first human trial of gene edits. So they editing genes over in China. So I think they trying to make some type of super soldier, because that's what it's all about. When we start talking about these world politics, they, you know, who could get the best people to, they want to engineer your free will out and engineer super abilities in so that you will be more subservient, or your children will be more subservient to them. You know what I'm saying? So, and when I say them, I mean those individuals that's running things. Every boss want a robot. Okay? We just was joined. I don't know who joined us. Who's on the line? Okay, we've been joined by Brother Devin. Let me turn on your mic, brother. We're about to get down into this folktale. You called in right on time because it looked like the Gye-Nyame news timeline was running slow. But I got another article here. Built by the Huns, ancient stone monuments discovered along the Caspian Sea. All right, you know, at Gye-Nyame we eclectic because we got to watch the world. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know where the punch is coming from. So you watch the world, and we make sure that we're able to get some interesting news out to you. You know what I'm saying? I love for people to learn, so that's what I do. So we back on last week's news. So I'm about to move into the story, and me and Brother D is going to talk about it. Maybe we might be joined by somebody else. But yo, remember, go to the Facebook page. Either go to my Facebook page or go on and follow Gye-Nyame Journey. Get on there and learn how to open up these bottles of Ambrosia, man, because I can't be replacing it when y'all just want to open it up real quick. This is not Pepsi. This is not Coca-Cola. This is not the kombucha that you buy in the store. This is a living organism, a living group of organisms. Now, also, this is what else I want to tell you about the Ambrosia, right? When you drink it, be intentful in when you drinking it, right? Because you need to identify why you drink it. Are you drinking it to get laid back? Are you drinking it for the possible health benefits? Why are you drinking it? Be clear on why you're drinking it. Because your intentions on top of these live billions and billions of small beings can work together to bring into your life what you need. All right? So, or at least fire it up in you, right? Because everything we need is already in us, and all we trying to do is find something to help kickstart what you need in your life. All right, so let's get to the story. You ready for the story, bruh? Hello? Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Okay, he muted it, so I guess his baby up. So, you ready for the story? You got any announcements? Y'all ain't got no performances or nothing coming up? You got something you want to announce?
Nah, no announcements today.
All right, cool. I'm going to take another sip of this Ambrosia, and we're going to get right into it. Oh, man. That cool, refreshing drink. All right. So, now, fam, I want y'all to understand this, man. We are on page 214. On every page, there is a folk tale. There is a story. So we have covered over 200 of Aesop fables through this program. 200. We've been going in order. I don't go through a random note. We are going through them in order. I need y'all to understand. Look. And first off, this is crystallized wisdom. Our ancestors had experiences back then. They crystallized them in the form of stories, proverbs, and folk tales and sent them down to us. All we got to do is have the tools to decode them. And that's what we try to do on this show. And the answers that we have may not be the ones you come up with. You know what I'm saying? We're not looking for right or wrong here. We're just looking for ideas, because the key piece is to get the mind going. All right, so here's the story. The Thief and the House Dog. That was hot. What's that? A thief came in the night to break into a house. He brought with him several slices of meat. Let me put on my glasses. Good grief. All right. That's better. A thief came in the night to break into a house. He brought with him several slices of meat in order to pacify the house dog, so that he would not alarm his master by barking. As the thief threw him the pieces of meat, the dog said, "If you think to stop my mouth, you will be greatly mistaken. This sudden kindness at your hands will only make me more watchful, lest under these unexpected favors to myself, you have some private ends to accomplish for your own benefit and for my master's injury." Crack of God on that one, because I want y'all to think. Really listen to this one. A thief and a house dog. A thief came in the night to break into a house. He brought with him several slices of meat in order to pacify the house dog, so that he would not alarm his master by barking. As the thief threw him the pieces of meat, the dog said, "If you think to stop my mouth, you will be greatly mistaken. This sudden kindness at your hands will only make me more watchful, lest under these unexpected favors to myself you have some private ends to accomplish for your own benefit and for my master's injury." All right, so let's get it. So what we have here, we have a story about a main character, a thief, and we have a house dog. Now, I want y'all to think about this. We all have thieves in our lives or around our lives, and we all have house dogs. Now, the question that came to my mind is, what is the master? Because, of course, in these stories, part of the Gye-Nyame pledge, we say, I will use my mind to think deeper, further, and higher. Right? So when we read stuff like this, we have to look into it and go deeper, further, and higher. Now, in every life, you have a master. In every life, you have a thief. In every life, you have a watchdog. Now, the most important element in this story is the watchdog. Why? Because the watchdog's job is to protect the master. That's it. You know what I'm saying? All the master need is a couple of minutes. That's why I used to tell my dog, when I had power, no matter how old he was, my only thing with him, when I walk with him, is, dog, you look, I know you're old. I only need a couple of seconds. I need just a couple of second warning. And for the 17 years that he was alive, he gave me my warnings. And several times it not only saved my life, it saved some of my kids' lives. So, some of the, and we got individuals out there that will testify. But it was certain things that I had to carry out in order to keep him like that. I had to make sure Power was fed. I had to make sure that Power got his walks. I had to make sure that he received everything that he needed in order to be the watchdog. You know what I'm saying? So the master has to be handling his business in order for the watchdog to be handling his business. Because the thief is going to come, and the thief is trying to bribe the dog, right? Now, another issue that we have, another piece that we have in Gye-Nyame that we at least try to work with is honor, loyalty, and sacrifice. Now, this dog exhibited all of those pieces. You know what I'm saying? Honor, loyalty, and sacrifice. Loyalty being number one, right? But the dog was honorable. right? Because he was willing to make a sacrifice. Because I want you to think about this. Dogs love meat. And this dog was looking at this meat, and this dog had to weigh the fact, well, I can have this momentary satisfaction. And a lot of us, now, let's look at our lives as the watchdog. Because in everybody's life, some of us are watchdogs in other people's lives, right? A lot of times when thieves are trying to get in, they always try to bribe the watchdog. You always got to bribe the watchdog. You know what I'm saying? Because if you could bribe the watchdog, it's easy to break through the gates, right? If you could bribe the watchdog, right, it's easy to break through the gates. So those of you who do have watchdogs, right, in your life, right, you have to make sure that they eat. You got to make sure that they're getting what they need. You know what I'm saying? So that when the thief comes, because the thief is going to come with that momentary satisfaction. Now, if that dog was hungry because he wasn't being taken care of at that time, that dog would have ate. And that thief would have been able to get in there and fleece that master of everything that he had. Right? You know what I'm saying? Now, with honor, loyalty, and sacrifice, we try to put these three in all the relationships that we have. Honor, loyalty, and sacrifice. When one of them is gone, the triangle is broken. And when the triangle is broken, all of it go out the window. You know what I'm saying? Because in order to be honorable, for honor to be there, loyalty has to be there. For loyalty to be there, there has to be sacrifice. Now, if the dog was not willing to sacrifice for the master, if the dog was not willing to sacrifice for himself as well, because sometimes, because sacrifice, a lot of us, we think sacrifice, it does hurt, but sacrifice benefits, right? Because think about this. This dog could have had temporary satisfaction with that meat that was thrown out there. Could have went and ate good for that couple of seconds and been satisfied and let this dude come in the house and rob his master. But you know what happens to a dog that allows a thief to come in the house? Any dog owners out there? What would you do to your dog if your dog was sitting there looking all comfortable while somebody was rifling through your house? Especially somebody you didn't know. Now, I had occasions where individuals who I knew came into my crib, and Power knew him, so Power ain't do nothing. So he got a pass, right? You know what I'm saying? He got a pass for that because I introduced Power to this individual, right? Which is another lesson for the watchdog, right? The watchdog is not to get to know anybody else or should not be around anybody else in the way that he's around the master, right? So those that have watchdogs in your life, you got to have that special relationship, that special bond with them that nobody else could duplicate, that nobody else should duplicate, because that will keep you safe, that will keep you protected, right? Because nobody else, no matter how many slices of meat or how many slices of money, no matter how much money they come through the door with, right? It won't make a difference. So now we got this dog, you know, but back to the beginning, right? The question is, what would you do to a dog that allows somebody to come in the house and rob you? Somebody you didn't know. I'll tell you clearly what I would do. I have a machete just for that purpose. I'm just being honest. If my dog, I don't care how big the dog is or how little the dog is, if this dog does not give me a warning that somebody's coming in the house, he has violated our relationship. He has dishonored our relationship. Boom. Piece of that triangle gone, whole triangle falls. There's no you have no use for a house dog, for a watchdog, if it allows an outsider to come in. Right? So this dog was wise enough to be like, man, don't think that those little pieces of meat is going to stop me from opening my mouth. You are sadly mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Because he understood that the master's welfare was his welfare. Now, let's get to the mind state of the African American. Listen, you got to understand, listen, this is the mind state that has been built and has been educated and has been taught into us about this whole society. This is why we get so invested in all the politics, because we're the watchdog, right? So it's sort of like, because a lot of us don't want to admit it, but it's sort of like we got the syndrome that Malcolm X talked about, the house Negro and the field Negro. And a lot of us say we're the field Negro, but in fact,
We're actually the house Negro. Are we sick, master? Oh, we lost the election, master. You know what I'm saying? It's that, you know, it's that whole watchdog piece, right? Because we supposed to bark, right? Now, a lot of us is going to get chastised by, a lot of us that believe in that system is going to get chastised by the Democratic Party because, of course, you know, the scapegoat for Miss Hillary losing is going to be the fact that black folks didn't come out to vote. So there always has to be a scapegoat. There always has to be a sacrifice. You got to realize that, right? There's certain rules to the game that you can't get by, right? And, you know, so in order to make sure you get everybody fall in line, you got to have the fall guy. You got to have the individual that falls on the sword. Either he falls on it willingly or you have to force the sword upon him, period. And that's what's going to happen to us because what this election showed, and, you know, back to the watchdog that we are is no longer needed because think about it. We did get out and vote. But what Trump has shown is that when you get white folks heated up, right? When you use divisiveness, right? That segment of the nation outweighs everything else. You know what I'm saying? They outdid everything. You know what I'm saying? They outdid the blacks, Hispanics, Latinos. A lot of y'all, you know, there's a difference. Native Americans, all the groups. They outdid all of us, right? And Trump showed that. Now, who do you think Democrats are going to go in and court next, right? Who do you think they're courting? They're not courting you no more. You know what I'm saying? Because you have been trumped, right? Now that you've been trumped, you show that basically you useless, right? And it's cool. You know what I'm saying? That means we just got to get together and build a little bit more right now. But let's get back to this dog. Let's go over what he says. This dog in your life, you know, because, you know, on the political life, you know what I'm saying? We got to stop being a watchdog and we have to start learning how to be the master, right? And what does it mean to be a master, right? The master, right, has stability. The master has territory. The master has economic life. The master has a distinctive culture and language in common. The master controls that, right? And the question is, when will we become the master, right? Because his dog says, if you think to stop my mouth, you will be greatly mistaken. If you think this little bit of meat will stop my mouth, you will be greatly mistaken. This sudden kindness at your hands will only make me more watchful, lest under these unexpected favors to myself, you have some private ends to accomplish for your own benefit and for my master's injury. Now think about this. Now, our ancestors, as a matter of fact, we ain't go through it in the African openings to the Tree of Life, but matter of fact, we might have, hold on. In the African openings to the Tree of Life, one of the last proverbs in the first chapter. Hold on. It says something along the lines. Be careful and learn to distinguish between gifts and bribes. Right? Now listen to the wisdom of this dog. Even though we know it's not a dog, but like I said, that's the brilliance of Aesop because the story is layered. So my kids get to get this story. But as they get older, they'll be able to apply this layered story to different aspects of their life. If you think that this little bit of meat will stop my mouth, you will be greatly mistaken. This sudden kindness at your hands will only make me more watchful, lest under these unexpected favors to myself, you have some private ends to accomplish for your own benefit and for my master's injury. This sudden kindness at your hands will only make me more watchful. Look, how do con men get us? How do some of these people get us, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember one time, my uncle was trying to get me ready because I had to go through some big cities, and I had bought a watch, right? And he's like, man, that watch is fake. You know, they got you. They got you, nephew. They got you. But they got another one of my friends because they hit him with a con where they gave him what looked like a lot of bills of money wrapped up. So they gave him a bunch of ones, and they asked him to give them some money, and if he will hold this for them, they'll be right back. Somehow it was slick, but they started off by giving a kindness, right? I mean, like for example, even in The Godfather, they start off in those assassination plots. They always start off by giving you something, right? A lot of us fall prey to people giving us things. And by giving us things, that opens us up and it exposes us for injury, right? So we got to be very careful of that, right? That's old in the game. That's almost human nature. When somebody give, you know what I'm saying, we open up. And we got to start watching that. And this dog, in this lesson, in this story, right? If you don't get any of the other stories that I've been sharing with you, if your children don't get any of the Aesop fables, if they pull a lesson up out this one, it will be worth millions of dollars. Because this happens on all levels of life. Somebody joined me on the line. Who there? Oh, you back?
Yeah, I made it back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, something had happened with my router.
Okay, cool. Hey, it's all good. Did you hear the story? Or do you need me to read it again?
I didn't get to hear the story.
All right. This is for Brother D and anybody else that might be joining us right now. The thief and the house dog. A thief came in the night to break into a house. He brought with him several slices of meat in order to pacify the house dog, so that he would not alarm his master by barking. As the thief threw him the piece of meat, the dog said, "If you think that this piece of meat will stop my mouth, you will be greatly mistaken. This sudden kindness at your hands will only make me more watchful, lest under these unexpected favors to myself, you have some private ends to accomplish for your own benefit and for my master's injury." Once again, it got to get the thunder. Go ahead, Brother D. I done did my little spiel.
Man. Let's say, well, I guess the first thing that with it being the political season that it is, makes me think of how, especially in our community, how we've been not the wise house dog, but we let people come in, and this is the only time that they step into our community, and they say, well, we're going to do this, or we need your support for this, instead of being more watchful and holding them accountable or making sure that they follow through with what they're supposed to do. We just kind of sit back on our laurels. But I like this right here. And say those individuals that haven't been around, that start coming around, and they just want to cozy up to you.
Right.
And say, try to make you comfortable, bring your defenses down. It says it's really saying be vigilant.
Be vigilant.
And say watch even more. Pay attention to what it is that you're doing as well as what they're doing.
Right. And because the dog exhibits. I was talking about the qualities like we try to instill in the people in Gye-Nyame is honor, loyalty, and sacrifice.
Right.
That triangle, like I said, that triangle holds up everything. So if that dog would have been dishonorable, if that dog wasn't willing to sacrifice, that owner would lose. And in essence, the dog would lose. Many people don't understand that our relationships are held together with those things. And if one is absent, the relationship is gone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we have to be mindful of this. Politically, we have to be mindful of this. Personally, we got to be mindful of this. Economically, we got to be mindful of this, because the dog could have got the small benefits from the thief. But like I said, what do you do with a dog? What do you do with a dog that allows somebody in your house to rob you?
Right. More likely you're gonna kill that dog.
That's right. See, and I just said that to the people, right? There's no need to have the dog if the dog is allowing people in the house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now, this goes back to the master, and it goes to the dog. It goes to the relationship between the master and the dog, because there's a give and take relationship. The dog is in his space, the master is in his space, right?
All right. What if you want to take it in terms of relationships? And I mean, I know I made my mistakes in my lifetime. But you know, you've been in a relationship with the individual, and you receive many a benefit for years upon years, and then here's somebody else come along that's from the outside, and they offer you something that say, yeah, it tastes good, and
it's spicy.
Right. It said, but is it going to benefit you in the long run? Or is this something just temporary?
Right.
So you coming in to take something. You're not coming in to stay and provide for me.
Right.
My master been taking care of me from the beginning.
My master been taking care of me from the beginning. Right. And now and this is for us, right? Because
even as protectors of the culture, if we switch that master with the culture.
Ooh, that's dope. That's dope. Protectors of the culture, right? You know what I'm saying? And really, when you think about it, that's how we got our culture has descended to where it is right now, because the house dog or the protectors wasn't protected. They was taking little scraps that people throw in. You look at hip hop. Look at how our communities are now. Look at the street gangs. People came in and sprinkled little bits of money or little things little trinkets and shit, right? And now we're tearing each other up for these little trinkets. You know what I'm saying? So we're arguing over hundreds of thousands, right? You know, I had a young, well, I ain't gonna go into that, but we're arguing and killing each other over thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands, while they're living fat. Fatter, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like they doing 100 times better than us.
Right.
1,000 times better than us. 1,000,000 times better than us. Same thing with the job. Same thing with the businesses. You know what I'm saying? They sprinkle little, you know, they come with some good prices, and then all of a sudden they lure us in, and now we're overpaying for everything. Right? You know what I'm saying? And that meat could be comfort. Like, for example, people be like, man, I want to try Ambit, but you know what I'm saying? I want to try that Ambrosia, but I'll stick with this regular, you know what I'm saying? It's
right.
The thief, right? Because sometimes we look at the thief as somebody who might just be coming in the night, right? We don't know how many times this thief, because obviously this thief has a strategy that's been working for him.
Right.
Right? This thief has been in this area and been doing this long enough to know that, all right, they got a dog. In some cases, if I thought it, because this goes back to the relationship between the master and the dog. You see that relationship that's held by honor, Lord, and sacrifice. Each one of them understand their place in the order of the life of that house, which the master controls. The dog is living on the master's property. The dog is living at the will of the master. And he knows that anything that hurts the master can also hurt him. It will hurt him.
That's right.
So this dog is wise enough, but this also speaks to the master. And I'm saying this again because you wasn't here when I said it. The master has to do what he had to do for the dog. Because if the dog was hungry, or the dog was uncomfortable, or the dog was, well, let's say too uncomfortable or too comfortable, because many of us get too comfortable, right?
Right.
The dog had to be right at the right place. The master and the dog's relationship had to be right at the right place so the dog would give the signal when the thief was coming in. Because if the master was lacking on his abilities to control his dog, to give his dogs his basic need, to give the dog the basic walks and the basic exercise and the basic nutrition that the dog need and the basic care that the dog need, then that dog would just be satisfied with the scraps of meat. And that's why that thief had been successful in other places at other times, because the protectors of the culture were not being, in a sense, protected and nurtured by the culture.
Right.
Right? We can see it right now. You know what I'm saying? People will ask the drummers, the African drummers in the African community, come out somewhere and will give them pennies.
Mm-hmm.
Might even be mad about the fact that how dare you ask me to pay? This is an event, wait. This is a keeper of the culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You need to be breaking bread. Because he's not keeping the culture of R.J. Reynolds, but you go out and buy cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? That ain't part of our culture. That has nothing to do with our culture. Right? You know what I'm saying? This ain't Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola don't got nothing to do with our culture. But yet you'll pay and go out and buy their stuff. But the drummer come and bring the sounds from the ancient times. Bring the sound of your mother heartbeat. Huh?
Right, and sacrifice themselves.
Themselves.
Sacrifice of the hands, blood, sweat, and tears. I mean,
the real libations. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Them the real blood, sweat, and tears. Those are the real libations. The water is just a replacement. It's something for us to feel comfortable with. But when it really comes down to pouring libations, it's about giving that blood, sweat, and tears. It's about giving that blood, sweat, and tears. You know what I'm saying? That's what people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? The water is simply a replacement. The liquor requires some blood, sweat, and tears. Like when, I'm start pouring libations with this Ambrosia. Why? Because I'm putting blood, sweat, and tears in this stuff to make this
right.
stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not grinding, but I'm spending the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm sweating doing it. I'm cleaning up after I'm doing it. I'm making sure everything is right. You know what I'm saying? I'm communicating with the culture, the cultures, because you know what I'm saying? So that I can make sure that they know, listen. Because, I was sitting the other night, because in a sense, for me right now, the watchdog for me right now is these cultures, right? So I'm sitting down. So I'm sitting down in the morning, trying to get two buckets prepared, right? 2 containers prepared. So I pull the SCOBY out and I'm talking to it, right? Because I'm letting it know, look, my community need healing. You know what I'm saying? I got a brother just told me that he's struggling with multiple sclerosis, and he telling me about the fear of being in a wheelchair in 10 years. And I'm speaking to the SCOBY because I'm sitting up here like, you know what I'm saying? It's a possibility that through the transformation that you make with this tea, you may be able to do something about that. I'm taking care of it, right? So it's watching out for my health. So every time I'm drinking, I'm drinking labor. I'm drinking a relationship that I have created. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's watching out for me. And I'm like, watch out for the other people that's sampling this. Watch out for the other people that's drinking this. You know what I'm saying? I hope, you know what I'm saying? And I'm praying, and I'm sending energy out that maybe you might be the healing solution that they need. I can't guarantee that, but I'm just saying, dude, hey, it's a possibility because you are alive. But that's a whole nother thing. That's the watchdog
that we taking when we teaching these babies. It's about relationship. So if we don't develop the relationship with these students, these young people that we work with, anybody from the outside could come and offer them something that then puts us in danger, injure us as a community, because we haven't been taking care of our children in the way that they need to, so that they will carry on and want to protect and continue to carry on the traditions and the culture that is being passed on to them.
Man, so I mean, and being the master of a house, being the master of something means that you take responsibility for that craft, or you take responsibility for that skill, or you take responsibility for that group. You know what I'm saying? To try to maintain those relationships so that the enemy can't get past the gate.
That's right.
That dog is the gatekeeper, and we are not taking care of our gatekeepers. As a matter of fact, we're putting lazy dogs and saying, hey, watch the borders of our community. So now all types of fuckery is able to slip through real easily.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, really, we
it makes perfect sense. I mean, I heard the CEO say one time that the two most important individuals in his entire organization were his receptionist and his custodian, and he treated both of them like gold, because he said either one of those, if they're mistreated, can jack up the entire business.
Oh yes, they can. And then, like I said, now even going to that piece, right? Check this out. A janitor comes from the word Janus, even though she's not on here. Janus was the god of fortune, the keeper of the keys, right? Basically, that's what a janitor is, keeper of the keys. They open the doors to fortune or destruction. And then a receptionist is nothing but a secretary, which basically comes from the word secret, which means they are the keeper of secrets. So yes, both those positions can destroy you, right? Keeper of the keys and the keeper of the secrets, two major positions that, in a sense, basically have really saved our lives. Come on, I hear you up there crying. Come on over here. What's wrong with you? Oh, hold on. Don't tell all the business on the radio, girl. I don't know who listening. But we just been joined by Sasha Moss. Terribly troubled because it's time for bed, and she has this thing about going to bed, right? But ain't nothing, I would offer you some Ambrosia, but I don't like your comments on my Ambrosia, little girl. All right, so, but the key piece is about building those relationships, and those relationships have to be based on honor, loyalty, and sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to honor the relationships, which means you place something above. You know what I'm saying? Something above. When you honor something, honor means to place above. You know what I'm saying? So you look at it and you honor the relationship. Loyalty means that since you place it above, you give it, you serve it in a special way. You keep it sacred. And then sacrifice, being able to give up for it. So when you're able to do all three of those things, dude, it's good. And when the other one is able to do it for you, it's even better. Right? You know what I'm saying? And when one of those pieces is gone, that triangle collapses. And when that triangle collapses, the dog takes the bait, eats, get his belly fat, fall asleep, then comes in and not only takes stuff, but could actually take the life of the master. But like I said, it also teaches us to be wary of kindnesses. You know what I'm saying? Why all of a sudden is people coming up and being kind to you? You know what I'm saying? And it's not telling you not to, in a sense, accept kindness, not to be disrespectful, but to deal with it with an understanding. You know what I'm saying? Because it was really a kindness. I don't owe you nothing, right? I could continue doing my duty. Because that dog could have still ate that meat.
Right.
It wouldn't have been wrong for the dog to eat the meat.
So even if you could read into it as if the dog took the meat, like, thanks for the meat, but you still not getting in. I'm still gonna bark at you.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for the extra benefits. You know what I'm saying? Hope to see you again. Right? But the way the slick ones do it is they come around on a regular basis bringing me. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a one-time event. But we have to realize people that are strategizing are our enemies. Think 10 years, 20 years, 30 years in advance. So if that means they have to come by your fence to feed your dog every day or every other day, you know what I'm saying? You get that, to get in where they want to get in, that's what they're going to do. So you got to maintain a relationship so that you can make sure that your borders are protected. As black people, we don't protect our borders. We don't respect our borders. Every country respect their borders. If you want to start a war, if one country want to start a war with another country, the quickest way to do it is to violate a border. Where are the borders for our so-called communities? Where's the borders for your relationships? You know what I'm saying? Where's the border? You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't have a border, then it's not really valuable. Where's the fence? You know what I'm saying? What can't be tolerated? You can't violate my goddamn borders. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You know? So, hey.
Good neighbors.
You say who?
They say fences make good neighbors.
Who do?
Fences.
Fences make great neighbors, especially in this society. In the old days, nah, but right now, in this society, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, we have to start, and I think that's gonna be one exercise that we have to incorporate, getting people to be clear on where their borders are in their life and in their relationships. Because many people allow people to violate their borders over and over and over again, and be upset when, I mean, it's like you have to protect your borders. Borders are limits. You know, limits to keep you in and keep you safe and to keep your enemies out. See, one of the things I learned and I'm going back to my broom, one of the things that I learned about the Ambrosia or the kombucha making process, the SCOBY grows to the size of the container and covers the whole top and seals out any other bacteria or yeast from getting in. If you don't belong to that colony, to that culture, you don't get in. You don't eat. You don't eat. If a SCOBY in my basement that we consider brainless, right, has the sense to protect its borders, shouldn't we? We claim we gods. We claim we're the highest sentient beings on this planet. We claim that we're the most intelligent. We claim that we built the pyramids. But yet, even in building the pyramids, I bet you Egypt never, or Kemet never stopped protecting its goddamn borders. Hell, we go to a map right now and we can take any ancient kingdom, African or otherwise, and we'll be able to find the lines of their borders. The borders, in a sense, define the nation. These are the limits. You go outside of this, you're an adventurer. But inside of this, you're safe. And that's what, and also I want to bring this, that is what Trump used to his advantage. He re-energized the idea of borders. You know, not just the wall, but just for his group of people. These are the borders, and you can't cross it no more. We got to make America great again. God damn it. That's what we're going to do. We got to reestablish the borders. And we think that he's just talking about the border down here in Mexico. But we got to be clear. He's talking about the whole mind state of this country. He has to establish the borders. and everybody got to fit into their place. And the issue that we gonna be forced with is, are we gonna be willing to sit in the place that they have prescribed for us? Are we gonna be willing to protect our borders and tell them, motherfucker, these are our borders, and this is what we will not do, and this is what you will not do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta, I mean, shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry.
It's like it's going back to looking at and studying nature. Even the very cells in our body have cell walls. So there's certain things that can't get in without permission from the cell. Think about how our white blood cells are supposed to work for our immune system. Those entities, those viruses, those bacteria that come in that aren't supposed to be there, they get attacked, and they are killed and removed and flushed from the body. So in the same way, if we get back to studying and looking at nature, or becoming one with nature again, coming in tune, if you will, then we begin to move forward and get back to where we were.
And move beyond. You see, because my whole piece is, you know what I'm saying? Hell will be becoming great again. We need to become greater. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
I mean, because becoming great again means that we're going back. We need to move forward. And I'm saying that to black folks. Yo, we got to become greater. Become the greatest. That's all. That's moving forward. Not moving back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I used to
be like the universe expanding. Be like the universe ever expanding.
Got ever expanding, ever growing. You know what I'm saying? Because this rough patch, the rough patches make us who we are. You know what I'm saying? The character that's going to be developed over. See, because right now, like I said, I've been sitting in meetings, and I hear some of the insanity. And maybe I'm not hearing insanity from others. Maybe I'm hearing my own insanity when I'm listening to people. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily like to judge, but a lot of that is going to disappear within the next year. And you're going to start seeing black folks move into a different mind state, right? Because as other people start closing their borders, we're going to start noticing, damn, we don't belong nowhere. We have to establish our homes. We have to establish our communities. We have to build communities. We got to establish the ways to make these communities become self-sufficient, just in case.
Right.
Just in case. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you know,
they gotta be able to embrace the struggle and climb on, because this is the thing people don't think about. It's almost an impossibility to climb a mountain that's smooth. It's got to be jackiness, and there's got to be roughness to it in order to be able to grab onto.
Right.
Even though it may cut your hands at times, but if it's all smooth, you just gonna slide right back down.
Right. You can't make progress without the ruggedness, huh? Without the like I said, the real libations, blood, sweat, and tears. Water being the lowest form of libation. Sweat being the next highest. Tears being the next one from there. And then that blood. Highest libation. You know what I'm saying? You salute something when you have to bleed to get it done. That's a salute. You know what I'm saying? And it's like to maintain borders, it requires blood, sweat, and tears. Blood,
that's right.
Sweat, and tears. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we might be that lazy dog. You know what I'm saying? That comfortable dog. I done ate my 3 meals. You know what I'm saying? This is why people used to laugh at me for years, man, because all throughout my 20s and majority of my 30s, man, I was sleeping on the damn floor. But I didn't. Why you can't afford a bed? Yeah, I can afford a bed. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to maintain the fact, because, you know, it was a saying that came off of the spook who sat by the door. Homeboy said, they said, well, Turk, how we gonna win? He said, we're not fighting to win. We're fighting to tie them up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we put ourselves in situations, and I'm paraphrasing, but basically, right. He went to the proverb. He said, you can't fall out of bed if you sleep on the floor.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you already, you know, the whole piece is, if you make yourself uncomfortable, because I started realizing a lot of the initiation processes that I ran across, and some of the ones that I've been through, all force you to have to deal with a sense of fear, a sense of loss, a sense of regret, a sense of hopelessness. And it requires you to be able to take the motivation from outside with those that's with you and ignite something in yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that you can make it through. You know, because like when I did my Ambrosia, man, and people be laughing because they see me walk in the dark, and they be like, without a flashlight, and be like, Brother Hatim, you know, and they be amazed. I'm terrified of the dark, man. You know what I'm saying? When I was sitting out there on the hill in the dark, alone, I couldn't hear y'all I couldn't hear y'all at the campsite. The whole woods seemed to shift. And the terror and the fear was right there. And I had a choice to make, like some of the other people, because one of the young men jumped up out the circle as soon as it started getting dark and ran back to camp. I had a choice to make. Either I was going to embrace this, either I was going to accept it and sit with fear for that period and make fear my friend and use the power of that to transform me into something else, or I was going to jump up out the circle and run for my life. And I'm talking about the illusions and stuff. I mean, it's incredible. This is why I keep, you know, this is why I'm trying to gear us up so that we can start getting our young people ready so that they could go through those type of rituals, so that we could raise their money, because young people as well as adults need to go through these type of experiences, because this artificial shit that we living in, you know what I'm saying? You don't, I mean, we constantly got all the comforts, and we could never get ready for war being comfortable.
That's right.
You don't have boot camp, you know what I'm saying, with motherfuckers and remote controls and TVs. You don't have boot camp where motherfuckers are able to sit down and have a large meals. You don't have boot camp, you know what I'm saying, where individuals receive all the comforts of home, have a big soft pillow, have a nice spacious bed. No. You don't have an initiation process that's like that. Why? Because it forces you to start learning how to be motivated intrinsically. It forces you to have to deal with problems intrinsically. And if you with others, it forces you to either have to learn how to be inspired by others, and in some cases to learn how to inspire or set a blaze inside of others. You know what I'm saying? And that's and that all comes with understanding, like, you know, the border piece, the dog, the master, all of that ties up together. You see what I'm saying? Because we're gonna have to stop it. We're just gonna stop it. It's past 10 o'clock, and I don't want to hold up those people that's listening. But before we go, I want to send shots out to the listeners. I just got a news broadcast. They digging into Trump's past, and the question is, why didn't they do that at first? They said his grandfather was kicked out of Germany. How you get kicked out of a whole goddamn country? I don't know. But hey, it is what it is. All right, we want to send some shots out to We want to send some shots out to, where we at? All right, last 7 days. See how many? Last 7 days. Okay, I'm doing all right. All right, over the last 7 days. Wow. All right, United States, Ghana, India, and Germany. Big ups to Ghana, India, and Germany, United States. Of course, you know you get props. Major cities for the last 7 days. Little Rock, Arkansas. Accra, Ghana. Damn, they had 20%. Lewis Center, Ohio, 20%. Follinsby, West Virginia, 10%. What's up, West Virginia? Menlo Park, California. Y'all been consistent, Menlo Park. Much love. And Ypsilanti, Michigan. Much love. All right, let's see over the last 4 weeks. Countries. United States, United Kingdom, Ghana, Germany, India, Kenya, Turkey, Sweden, Belgium, and Austria. Top cities over the past 4 weeks. Wait, hold on. Let me go back to something. How did Little Rock, Arkansas, and Ghana beat Columbus? The hell? But yo, I appreciate it. Shouts out to Accra, Ghana. All right. But let's go back. Let's go on and look at the top cities. I fell off. Boom, boom. All right. Last 4 weeks. Top cities. Columbus. This is over the last 4 weeks. Menlo Park, California. Shouts out. Y'all been consistent. Ypsilanti, Michigan. Shouts out. Marietta, Georgia. Thank you for listening in. Little Rock, Arkansas. Ashburn, Virginia. Accra, Ghana. Lewis Center. Ohio. Philadelphia, PA. Follinsby, West Virginia. Now, I don't know about getting no Ambrosia out there to California, but Ypsilanti, Michigan, you know what I'm saying? Y'all need to get, y'all need to get at me. Y'all got, y'all got a free sample coming, and I might be in Michigan soon because I got some people I got to drop some off. Marietta, Georgia. I was just down in Atlanta, and I'm gonna come back. So I got some bottles for some of y'all out there. Little Rock, Arkansas. I would love to bring some bottles out there. Support the journey. Get out there. Ashburn, Virginia, same there. Man, I don't know about getting the bottles over to Accra, Ghana, but hey, I would love to come back. Lewis Center, Ohio. Some of y'all already sipping. Philadelphia, PA. I would love to get some out there. And Follinsby, West Virginia. And I think West Virginia may be 5 hours. Ypsilanti, Michigan, may be about 3 hours. Georgia's 8 hours. I think Little Rock, Arkansas might be somewhere around 8 hours.
Yeah, something like that.
Philadelphia is about 8 hours. So most of these cities we could get some Ambrosia to. You know what I'm saying? So but yo, I just want to send shots out. I want to thank every last one of you for listening. I appreciate every last person, every last city. Thank you for supporting the journey with your ears. I would love to hear your comments. But hey, if you just want to listen, that's cool. Because listen, I don't need you to agree with what I say. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep that quick. I don't need you to agree with me, what me and Brother D's or Sister Genesis prognosis of the folktale. You know what I'm saying? But the only piece is I just ask you to think. You know what I'm saying? Shatter those old paradigms, man. We want to shatter your old paradigms because the old paradigms are no longer working for us. They're not. So we need to start constructing new paradigms. You know what I'm saying? That we could live by, that we could pass on to our children. And we always need to remind our children that one day you may need to break the paradigms that we have set for you because times are moving fast. So, yo, this is Brother Hatim, And I want to thank Brother D for joining us. And with that, we are out.
Peace.